What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Oof, what a day. The content is coming out by the minute, so do check out my previous videos on everything TU22 PTS. But let's get into the nitty gritty before we actually get to play it tomorrow. So we got a bunch of stats on the Trello board. I'm purposely looking at the ARs for this video. I'll do a video for every other format as I get to it, but as you can see, this doesn't really tell us much, right? So we can see what's getting hit, you know, what's getting hit where, why and when, and what's getting a buff. But then how does that actually stack up in the game? Well, I am Father Christmas here, and what we'll do, we'll zoom this in a little bit, and maybe I'll do some clever editing a little bit later on with the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I don't know how easy that is for you going to be able to see. Maybe not too easy, to be honest. Let's take a snip first of all of my sustain photo, and then we'll make this bigger. What's the zoom key? Control plus plus. Maybe that's a bit better for you to look at. Right, so this is what they stack up at with all the changes. This is going to be your sustain chart. So sustain means that you've had to reload in your build. It doesn't take into any kind of calculation to do with a talent on. This is literally the base mods for the gun, the base stats for the gun, I should say. Give or take, obviously you can see some have less mods. You also can see a percent column at the end. You can see the difference between all guns now is just over 13% damage, so that feels like that's closed in a little bit. I'm not sure actually, I'd have to take a look at my other spreadsheet, but they're still fairly close. What is interesting here is that the FAL is getting an exotic version that looks very, very good, so that's going to be okay. Your F2000 looks bad here, but when you look at it in burst, it looks pretty good. TKB looks pretty good, as it always has done. But that's your kind of new top drawer kind of gun. M4 and P416 favourites of the past, both down at the bottom. So we'll be interested to see how the Eagle Bearer plays out with its new buff, if that's been affected by the 416 changes. No exotics. I've not included any exotics in any of these stats because I'm not entirely sure how they're going to work out until I get my hands on the PTS tomorrow. But that's the sustain chart. So if I then re-snip now and look at the burst chart, and I think more people obviously make decisions from burst damage. Was it Control Plus? Yeah, it was. So there you go, the burst chart. The F2000, so Shield Splinter is going to be very strong still. Honey Badger making a bit of a return, I feel like, there as well at the top. FAMAS and FAL all up there looking very, very good. P416 and P4 end up stacking only 4% difference, well 3.5% difference in burst, which I think that means that they're going to be much more viable now than what they have been since they got slapped in Project Resolve. So yeah, they're your new charts. Yeah, some interesting things there. Obviously, the TKB kind of stacks up as you would expect. It's really good at sustain, but it's bottom of the table when it comes to burst. But obviously, it hits very, very hard. But there's only 9% difference in burst damage. If I've done my calculations right, hopefully I have. I put all this information in very, very quickly, so I'm hoping that this information is right. So I was definitely interested with them touching most of the guns, how they're now stacked up. But yeah, only 8 and a bit percent difference between all guns in burst damage. ARs remain probably the king of the categories. If you want to see them both zoomed in, depends what you're watching on. If you're watching on a phone or something, you're not going to be able to see it. But if I press Control and zoom that in, that's probably one too far. We'll zoom out one. There we go. Yep. So you can see the AKM's in pretty good standing. The one that has -1 mod. Looks pretty good in both categories. 416 looks pretty good, and M4 in burst. So depending on what you're doing before you reload, that could be pretty good. So yeah, that's how things currently stack up with assault rifles. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What you think, if this stacks up okay, do you think it's all right? It will obviously, we'll be able to compare it. I'm going to do all the other ones, the SMGs, the LMGs, rifles and MMRs and things like that. they'll be in the following videos. I'll try and pump them all out tonight, so we can see, you can kind of get ready for what you want to try in the PTS tomorrow. So please do consider commenting, liking the video, as yeah, it's giving me a headache putting all these numbers in. Yeah, I mean, for now, it doesn't look like too much will change. FAMAS, the exotic FAL is going to be very interesting with these numbers. It's sitting right there at the top with the F2000, the Honey Badger, and the FAMAS. Definitely interested. And I think PvP, people are going to love the FAL, I think. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I've been looking at this spreadsheet for the last 20 minutes. It's blown my mind. So there might be something that pops out at you guys that I don't see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.